Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to our yet another edition of our Spiral of Wisdom, the satsang that we have every Thursday, was started by the founder of the School of Ancient Wisdom, Mamanise, many moons ago. So before we start, may I request Swati to say the school prayer?
Good evening, everyone. Here it's the school prayer. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom, O hidden light, shining in every creature, O hidden love, embracing all in oneness, may each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. Now, for those who are new here, just to indicate that the school prayer really identifies us as that spirit soul, this body. And the moment we start identifying more and more with this truth that we are not this body, but we are a spirit soul, we start connecting with one another as well, and with our higher selves, the source that connects all of us. So, to connect with that source better, let us chant the Guru Mantra. Please sit straight with your back, neck, and head aligned, with a deep, clear intention that we connect with our higher selves, that inner voice, that divine wisdom. Let us chant the Guru Sloka. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. In the space of silence, if you really observe, you'll find that the stillness actually can speak to us and connect each one of us with each other. And you'll definitely feel a little different compared to how you did before you came for the satsang. And this is what we have to practice. Because in this practice, we experience mindfulness and a certain inner peace that raises our consciousness, which can address many situations, if not every situation in life. Right. Now for today's satsang, very interesting and unique. Is a mixture of, maybe exemplifies what Sanatana Dharma always says, that change is the only constant. So if we keep up with the times, and we should, reinterpreting Dharma, which can always apply it before, in the past, in the present, and in the future, with equal effectiveness, you will find that today's topics like today, will present themselves. A mixture of artificial intelligence and the ancient wisdom of astrology, brought to us by Muthu Vijayan Elango ji. Just to be a brief introduction about Muthu ji. Muthu Vijayan Elango is a multifaceted individual who transitioned from engineering to become an accomplished astrologer, author, instructor, certified life coach, and the founder of innovative Astro Solutions. With a decade of corporate success under his belt, Muthuji embraced his passion for astrology in 2018, using his expertise to guide numerous individuals in making empowering life choices based on astrological insights. He also shares his knowledge by teaching the fundamentals of Vedic astrology to over 4,000 students on Udemy, many of whom have kick-started their own careers in the field. And the contact details of Muthuji are also available on the email, and the phone number as well. Anyone wishes to contact him, the details are there in our School of Ancient Wisdom chat WhatsApp group. So, without any more delay, over to you, Muthu.
Thank you so much, sir, for a nice introduction. And I thank you for giving me this opportunity to present this interesting topic to your audience. So without further delay, let me start actually. Let me share my screen. So let me know once it is visible. Okay, are you able to see my screen? Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, we can see.
Thank you so much. So today I'm going to talk about one of my founding where we try to connect the ancient wisdom with the modern science, which is artificial intelligence. So I'm going to talk about this. Probably I'm going to talk about the journey, how we come to this path. Okay. So before I start, my first gratitude to all my gurus, starting from the ancient age, where the astrology is initially taught by rishis. Then my gurus, my father is my first guru. So to my father and father to father's guru. So everybody who taught me this knowledge. So without them, of course, I'm not here. And I strongly believe that astrology was not something I choose, but it chooses me. So these divine subject, wherever all the ancient wisdom, whether it's astrology or Vedic science, it's all divine. So there should be some divine grace in order to go into this path. So I'm very much gratitude for that, for this divine science to choose me and keep me in this path. So let me give a very brief background. Of course, already Ramesh have given that, but still I wanted to tell briefly about how my journey was from engineering to transition to the astrology. So like every individual in early 2000s, where engineering is like norm, where if you are good at, especially if you are good at science, the engineering is a default route. So I took my default route like after 12th class, I went to pursue mechanical engineering in College of Engineering, Gindi, Chennai. But at the same time, during my second year of engineering, so I learned astrology from my father. Of course, I have a luxury of surrounded by astrology books from my young age because my father is also an astrologer. Although he is not a full-time astrologer, he worked in Indian Railways, but he do astrology during evenings. So I had that privilege of surrounded by astrology books. So in 2002, during my second year of college, I grabbed some astrology books, started learning it, and of course, fascinated by the subject. Then after completing my engineering, I did my master's in mechanical, again, refrigeration and air conditioning engineering in the same college. But after completing engineering, it's a default route. Everybody goes to software, and I also got recruited in a software company in Chennai. So I spent 3 years working as a software engineer in Chennai. Then in 2010, I moved to another MNC in Bangalore. It's a mechanical company. It's one of my dream companies. So I landed there. I continued my engineering career as a lead engineer, then business analyst, then finally into the product manager. These two roles, the software engineering as well as the product management, gave me a lot of experience without which I am not where I am here today, because without that experience, I could not think about developing my own product, managing it. So that's a wonderful experience I got through these two roles. So I must be grateful for those people who worked with me and taught me all those skills. Then 2018, after a lot of self-introspection, I decided to pursue, like quit my corporate job and completely transition into the my own profession. And of course, astrology is what I know apart from my regular subject. So I started Innovative Astro Solution in 2018, started giving consultations. Then in 2019, I wrote my first book, and that got a very good reception from the audience. Then in 2020, just before COVID, I launched my very first astrology course in Udemy. It's called Fundamentals of Vedic Astrology. and over 5,000 students enrolled and keep learning from that. And it gave me a global recognition where I got many students learning all over the world, and they also eventually become my clients. So that opened up a huge space for me. Then in 2021, I wrote my second book. And after that, I'll talk about TechSage, how it formed. So that's my journey from 2018 to 2022. Okay, then in 2022 November, you all know the ChatGPT was launched. So that was like mind blowing, because when you start interacting with AI and it start giving all sort of answers, it was really fascinating to me. But I wanted to do something on the astrology space with that. So, like when you are coming from engineering background where logic is the primary thing, especially if you're a science group person, where everything is mathematics and logics, and astrology is also 50% is all maths and logics only. But apart from logic, astrology also integrates intuition. That's very, very important for a good astrologer. So when logic and intuition is combined, that's where the best of best can be brought out in the field of astrology. And interestingly, the AI can integrate all those logics, and it can be taught all those logics, and it can repetitively say like according to the situation. So that's where it got into my fascination. So in November 2022, ChatGPT was launched, and in April 2023, within 5 months of the launch, I launched my own bot, which is based on the Telegram. So I wrote my own code, like starting from scratch. I wrote the code, and I launched in a Telegram bot, which is called Parashara Jyotish bot, because Parashara is the source of astrology. He's the one who is the founder, like who is the rishi who found the astrology. So I wanted to give respect to him. So on that, I named Parashara Jyotish bot, and it was got a very good reception. I got many people started using it, started giving feedbacks. So it was like until 2024 end, it was going very good. So then in the same year, I also published an article about the scope of AI in the astrology in the popular Astrological magazine, which is a globally recognized magazine. And I got a good appreciation on that. Then in late 2024, I decided to take this to the next level, because last 1.5 years, I was able to test this idea is working and many people are liking it. So that's when the TechSage was born. So the very idea of TechSage is like, initially I started with the AI chat where you can ask question and it can text and it can answer. But what we can do, like how like what could, if you can talk to AI, like how we talk to Siri, Alexa, you just talk about your horoscope, and if AI replies after analyzing the chart. So I felt that's where we should go ahead, because that's the future. And coming to the astrology domain itself, if you see in olden days, like of course some 20 to 30 years back, we used to get like you used to go to the local astrologer, and they will have a long queue. You need to wait there and see them. That's how it was working. But at least for last 6-7 years, there were many marketplace like AstroTalk, AstroSage, AstroGuru. There were many marketplace where these frictions were all removed, where you can book your appointment or directly you can chat or talk to the astrologer. So that is one benefit of technology. But still, there you cannot talk to any astrologer 24/7. Of course, let's say I got a question at 2 a.m. in the night. I cannot go and talk to an astrologer, at least if maybe most of the astrologers will not be online. So what if you can give the astrologer to the pocket, and user can chat or talk to a astrologer anytime, so 24/7. So that's the vision, or that's a spark behind the birth of TechSage. So especially the modern seekers always crave for personal, instant, and personal guidance. Like that is very important for most modern people. And the new medium for Jyotish, I personally feel, is a voice chat that listens to you and give a personalized guidance and speak back in your language. So that is very unique. That's my vision I built over the TechSage. So that's the overall idea, or like spark behind the formation of TechSage. Okay. So when we built, we wanted to make this platform very unique. So first thing is like we wanted to make it voice first AI chat. So far, like there are of course 6 or 7 applications right now available where you can chat with AI, but there are no voice chat available right now. So we wanted to venture into that so that it will be novel and it will be like a more personal connect to the user. So we use the state of the art speech to text and text to speech, so which are like very, very recent technology. So when you talk to our app, it will basically recognize your speech irrespective of which language you speak, all the Indian languages you can speak. It will convert that speech into text and it will be processed to our engine where our astrology engine is built. It will do the analysis based on your planetary positions in your horoscope. Then it will speak back to you like through the text to speech technology. So that's how we built. And of course, when we built itself, we wanted to make it multi-language because India is known for its diversity. People from all states of the country will are like using the astrology. So we want people to use Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, and Marathi. So these are the languages right now it's available. And when it comes to calculations, we want it to be very, very accurate. So that's why we use NASA JBL, which is a Jet Propulsion Laboratory Swiss ephemeris. So basically, this ephemeris based on your birth information. It's a date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth. This ephemeris calculates all the planetary positions for your birth date and also the current gochara. For example, right now, today, where is the Jupiter? Where is the Saturn? So all these planetary positions are calculated. So based on that, our AI model is trained and it makes the predictions or analysis, I would say. So that's how we built this text sage. So now I'll take some time, probably some 20-30 minutes to go over the TextSage app. I'll give a short demo, like how the app looks like and what are the features available. So the TextSage right now it is available in Android. It is not available in iOS. We are getting approval. Probably we are expecting it to get it released soon. So right now it is available in the Android. You can go to the Play Store and search TextSage. You will get this. Or there is a link I have provided in the bottom. You can go to the textsage.app. That's our website. Or you can go to the tiny URL/textsage. So there you will get this Play Store link. So once you go there, you can install this app. Okay. So after installation, it will ask you for an email ID login. So where you will log in with an email, it will send an OTP. So once that is validated, you will be navigated to this profile page. Because the TextSage is basically a personalized astrologer. So it talks to you, your horoscope. It's not very generic horoscope. It talks to you on your horoscope. So you need to provide these details during onboarding. So you need to give a first name, last name, email ID, phone number. Phone number is optional. Then you need to choose the preferred AI language. So right now you have English, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, and also we have Marathi. And you need to provide your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth. And also preferred location, because for certain things like especially Panchangam, we calculate based on your current location. For example, somebody may be born in Bangalore, but right now they may be in US. So their Panchangam will be set to the US because the sunrise, sunset, based on the Tithi, Yoga, Karna, all based on the sunrise and the location. So the preferred location is important if you are using the Panchangam. Then this Rashi Nakshatra will be automatically calculated based on your date, time, and place of birth. Just you need to verify it once. So once this is done, you will be navigated to dashboard where you will have the snapshot of all the features available in the app. But I will go through some of the important features in our app. So the first thing is daily prediction. So each day is unique and it is unique for each person. For example, today may be a very auspicious day for me according to my birth nakshatra. Maybe for someone else, it may be a Chandrastama. Like when moon transits to the 8th house, it's called Chandrastama, where usually new initiatives are not recommended. So we give a very tailored daily prediction based on your horoscope, your nakshatra, and your Rashi. That's where you can see the Tara Bala, Chandra Bala. It's a technical word, but we generate this guidance based on the unique Tara Bala and Chandra Bala based on the native's birth chart. So we also categorize the daily predictions, like what is career for you, like what steps you can take, and what steps you can take in terms of relationship, wealth, and health. So these are the major like a category where people generally look for a guidance. So we give that. And we also have a weekly prediction. For example, daily prediction is good when you wanted to do check what is for today. But if you want to plan something for the next week, you need guidance at least 4 or 5 days before. So every Sunday you can see this daily predictions will be refreshing, and it will give the predictions from Sunday to Saturday. I have given only for Wednesday, but actually in the app you can see Sunday to Saturday. So you can see like what are the for each day, what is the highlight of the day. For example, for Monday, good day and new things. For Tuesday, avoid risky activities. So it will give like what you can do or what you should avoid on that particular day, and it will show the Tarabala, Chandrabala also, and it will also give a few lines of actions or cautions you should take. So this is like a handy things you can check every day. Like it'll automatically, once the app is installed and if you set the notification on, so you will get this notification automatically every day. Okay, and next two important features are like life predictions and the yearly predictions. So life predictions, it's based on the overall analysis of your horoscope and the Dasha Bhukti. So it will give the categories of predictions like career, health, wealth, and relationship. So you can get to know like how the overall your chart is unfold, your karmic patterns are unfold. So that's a life prediction. And the yearly predictions are based on the current planetary setup in the 2025. For example, from January, if you check, it will be refreshed to the 2026. So basically, what is the current Dasha Bhukti happening in your horoscope? And Guru Gochara, Shani Gochara, then Rahu Ketu Gochara. So based on all these factors, it will give how this year look like and which months are favorable, which months the transits are not favorable. So all these things you can see. So I just show here the only career overview. Of course, it will give the different category also: career, relationship, wealth, and health. And it will also give some sort of what are the simple remedies you can follow, like chanting mantras, wearing some sort of gemstones according to the planetary setup this year. So this is the yearly and life predictions. Then we also have the marriage compatibility or love compatibility. So this is very important for someone who wish to get married. Usually in Indian tradition, obviously the marriage prospects go for years, where we'll get the horoscope of prospective bride or groom. We will check the Kuta matching. We call it as a Kuta matching. So basically it's a 12 Kuta matching, Dina, Gana, Magendra, Sri Diriga. This, most of the softwares you can get, but many softwares don't give details about what these kutas are meant to be. Like, for example, Dina, what it actually means. Mahendra, what it actually means. So if it is present, what actually means. If it is absent, what consequence possibly you can face. So those details you can get in the app. And the beauty is, finally, the AI will also give the summary based on what is present, what is absent. It will give the summary of whether this relationship will be good or the relationship is something not recommended. So it will give a beautiful summary. Okay, now the very core feature of our app is like AI chat. Okay, so even before starting the chat, we wanted to make it very customizable because each person is unique. Some people like very long, detailed answer. Some people want to be very concise and precise answers, right? So we have a 2 AI reply option. One is like concise and explanatory. So if you choose concise, it will give a direct and quick replies without much extra details or jargons. If you go and select explanatory, it will give a deep structured replies with some astrological relationships and explaining the astrological concepts backside of that predictions. Okay, so you can choose whatever you wanted to. And we also have avatar. Each person, again, the style also we wanted to make it very unique. Some people want in-depth answer. Some people want direct answer. Like, I don't want to have any sort of like sugar-coated predictions. I want very direct prediction. Some people want some sort of compassionate or some sort of very soothing predictions. For them, they can choose that style avatar. So there are 4 avatars. So you can pick any avatar according to your own wish. So that's why this chat is not generalized. It is actually talking to you directly based on your preference. Okay, so that's the idea of these two special. Okay, now comes the 24/7 AI voice chat. So once your horoscope is saved, so your horoscope is generated in the backend through these ephemeris, and we have our own astrology. Okay, somebody is talking.
Ashwini ji, could you please turn your audio on?
Okay, no problem. So we have our own astrology engine where the planetary details in your horoscope and our training details are there intact. So based on our trained data as well as your horoscope, it will guide you for each question. So you can ask anything like related to career, related to health, related to relationship, whatever it may be. It will basically analyze your horoscope and give a very specific prediction that are pertaining to your chart and to the planetary positions and planetary transit in your chart. So you just need to tap this mic and start speaking in any language. So right now we are auto detecting the language, even though we have 6 languages which is predefined. But even if you talk in other languages also, it will auto detect. So basically it will convert your voice into text. For example, if I talk in English, it will convert that my voice into text, and you can preview that. And once you send that message, it will go to our astrology engine, take your horoscope and analysis, and it will give back the results. And there will be a play button. So where if you want to AI to speak back to you, you can play. But in case if you want to only read, you can read it. So we have the both options. So this is our unique feature where right now currently no app has given this option, like where the AI chats with you in a voice, and that too in your language. Okay, now even though we have 24/7 AI astrologer, of course, humans sometimes when we take some critical decisions in life, of course, we need some expert guidance, right? So that's where we don't want to miss that also. So we have our own expert astrology team. Some of them are from my own school, and some of them are like expert astrologers from outside. So in our platform, there is an option in every screen. There is an option to book an appointment. For example, in the chat screen, there is an option to book an appointment at the top. If you go to the the matchmaking, there is an option to consult astrologer. So everywhere you can come to the booking astrologer. So there you can see there is a match, 67% match, 67% match. So basically what we wanted to do is like, we want to give show astrologer that are very close to your preference. For example, we ask you some questions like you want to get consultation on career or relationship or marriage, or wealth. So we have expertise in different areas, and you need to choose your language also. Like you wanted to get astrologer from Kannada or Tamil or Malayalam. So based on certain criteria, it will show the matching percentage. If the astrologer is 100% match, that will show in the top, and if that is a like other astrologer, the options will be shown in the bottom. So where you can click book now, and we'll show the calendar of that astrologer for 30-minute slot. You can book an astrologer, and a Google Meet link will be sent to you and to the astrologer as well after payment. So then you can sit with an astrologer and you can talk for 30 minutes. So it's like a real-time astrologer consultations. So this is particularly important when somebody is taking a critical life decisions. So that's where we wanted to help them. So this is like an overall product so far what we have built. And we also have a long roadmap. Of course, I have written few things here. Right now it is like you speak in your language, it converted into text, and then it'll give the answers in the text, and it will speak back in the text. It has some sort of friction, even though it is a AI conversation, but it is not a real conversation where you just talk to like a human to human. Of course, that's our vision, where we wanted to have a two-way conversational chat, like immediate conversational chat. Of course, the AI models are also getting refined. So in the meantime, so we will definitely reach there in a very short period. And we want to have a multiple AI agent. So right now we have one agent who will categorically analyze your career, wealth, everything. but we wanted to build a different AI agents, like one for career, health separately, so that that agent will be very expert in that actually. So AI agents will be expert in that particular model. So it can give more accurate and more tailored guidance for them. And of course, we are also thinking for AI agents to book remedies and solutions, because of course, astrology is the first part where you need to get some sort of guidance, but sometimes certain mantras, gemstones, and remedies are some of the way to improve the self-conscious. So right now in most platform, if you see, those are all like a human driven. So you need to wait, you need to talk to a person. So they need to check for the availability, book for you and give the ticket. So there is a lot of friction. So we wanted to create a AI agents who can take according to the steps according to the your need. So that is something our one of our long-term vision. And we also wanted to build our own LLM model. So that's the Astro Prompt engine is what we call. So right now we are using the OpenAI's LLM model, and we trained on top of it. Astro Jyotish knowledge we are trained. But in future, of course, we wanted to build our own astrology LLM. So that's what we call it as an Astro Prompt LLM. And of course, we wanted to build a community of AI and human mentors to take this to the larger audience. So that's our main vision. So basically, the overall philosophy behind TechSage is like we are not definitely replacing astrologer, because moment when we talk that AI is coming and it can talk like an astrologer, like many think that okay, we are going to replace astrologer. Of course, I always believe that yeah 20 or 40 years experience of astrologer will never be replaced, because their wisdom is always a wisdom. But we wanted to integrate their knowledge into the LLM, so that the more people can get guidance in a like instantly. So that's our idea. And we never wanted to replace an astrologer. We always have expert astrologer in our platform. Whenever a person want to have a human touch, they will always be able to get in touch with them. And we vision to amplify the real astrologer's wisdom through AI. So that's our idea. So designed to honor our lineage, not to replace it. And finally, like we wanted to build this AI because we wanted to make the AI to be empathetical, very personal, and very authentic to the core. We don't want to give any superficial answers or superficial way of explaining things. And the privacy also, like we wanted to maintain it. That's very high important for us. So privacy should be maintained. Because even if in the current astrology platform, wherever you go, when you ask one question and 6 months after, if you go to the same platform, there is no guarantee that you can meet the same astrologer because of the availability, whether that astrologer will be still available. But with AI, we can always store your history. So we know like what were your concerns 6 months back, how your life is taking trajectory, how you are going. So what actually you need guidance at this moment, and we can actually guide based on your past history, and it will be like a more personal astrologer we wanted to build. So that's the overall philosophy and the vision behind the TechSage. And of course, I would like to encourage and invite everyone to join this TechSage movement. So you guys can check this app and try this app for you, and give me like any constructive feedback. I'm open. Because we wanted to build this for the user. I'm not building for myself. It's completely for the user. So we want their honest feedback and candid feedback, so that we will come close to what the real user expectation. So you can check techsage.app, or you can scan this QR code. It will directly take you to the Play Store. And please try it out and give me feedback. So that's all I have. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to present to your audience. And in every age, the wisdom always finds a new form. And in ours, I feel that the voice AI is the feature, like because there are many people wanted to get guidance immediately, where the number of astrologers are very limited. So that's where that gap can be easily filled by the voice chat, and that voice is what we are building. That's what does TechSage. So you can always contact me through support@techsage.com. And also the Innovative Astro Solution is my own website, and that's where I do consultations and teaching. So you can reach out anyway. Thank you so much, Nish.
Thank you, Muthuji. Now that's very interesting. This is the face of the modern and the futuristic Indian, where we take technology and combine it with our ancient wisdom and present something that really can make a difference to people's lives. Now I'm curious to know, how accurate do you find it? I must tell you that once, many years ago, we got one amazing scientist. He was an ISRO scientist, Tekurji, Srinath Tekurji. It's in Koramangala. And along with the two of his other colleagues, they sat together one Sunday evening and said, "Do you think these things work? Astrology, numerology, palmistry." And so each of them took up a project. And 6 months later, they found that it actually is true. And he made some astrological readings for me. He chose the topic astrology when his friends chose palmistry and numerology. So he came back with the conclusion, as a rocket scientist, mind you, who's heavily into technology and logic, that it is actually a very high level science and it works. And he was actually a very good astrologer. Whatever predictions he made for me, as incredible and incredulous as it sounded at that time, actually came true. So, what made you as an engineer? Of course, you did mention that it was a natural calling. You love the topic, but how accurate do you find this? And what is the difference between an accurate astrologer and there are so many others who are not so accurate?
Okay, like you ask about the general accuracy of astrology itself, or like AI astrology you're asking?
First, about general astrology.
Okay. Okay. See, first thing, like astrology, see, whoever is a students of science can never deny astrology, because astrology is more of science. Like almost 50%, it's all astronomy only. If you learn the birth chart calculations, it's all purely astronomy and mathematics. So 50% there, it's completely science. There is no doubt. The second part, which is a predictive part, of course, it involves logic as well as intuition. Okay, logic, many people will get it, because when you are a science student, or if you have interest in logics, you will get it. But the intuition part comes naturally. Of course, it's a divine gift. Some people may get that intuition by naturally or through practice. Of course, some sort of practice. Some people take years, but still the intuition can also be built based on the continuous work. So when your astrologer have the right mix of mathematics, astronomy, logic, and intuition, definitely the accuracy will be very high.
Wonderful. So I'm curious to know, I think we're all seekers here, and we definitely want to grow our intuition, because that is the key to connecting with our own higher selves.
Right.
What are the techniques, as per you, that can help us develop and strengthen our intuition?
Right. See, one thing is obviously the power of meditation. We all know that. So the more you are connected with your your inner self, that naturally comes to you. So that's the primary thing. Apart from that, certain mantras can give some sort of intuition. In fact, if you see Dr. V.V. Raman, who is the famous astrologer in Bangalore, like he's called as a Pitamaha of astrology. So he used to chant Gayatri mantra every day, some 1,000 times or something. So that always, he says that it'll give the power of that intuition. So definitely these techniques are like well proven for developing intuition. But apart from that, the practice also gives, the intuition can also be developed by practice. Like for example, if you are practicing astrology for more than 10 years, then at least half of the intuition we will already get, because you are gained that so much of experience, seeing the so many of charts, so many of people, that naturally builds into you. So this is what, based on my own experience, I would say.
Is there any way that one can measure how much they've grown spiritually or intuitively?
Astrologically, you're asking?
As per your experience, is there any way, suppose I want to measure how much I've grown spiritually, is there any way we can measure Any
Maybe
indicators
the
that you
outlook, astrologically, there is no. Astrologically, certain combinations is mentioned by the rishis itself, where 12th house is the house of moksha and 9th house is the house of divine knowledge. So when certain planets in these houses, it is mentioned that the person will be spiritually inclined. But where we cannot concretely say, of course, the spiritual interest will be seen, definitely. But how much the person, individual person grow depends on their own free will. So the way how you outlook the life itself will tell you whether you are a spiritually inclined or not. That's very easy to find out actually, because we know, right, when once you go spiritually high level, obviously you will not get frustrated by the outside environments. You will be more turned towards your inner journey. So that's that very much we can find it when we talk to a person actually.
very nice. These 2 points are really very key. In fact, when you said that the less, when you indicated rather that the less disturbed you are by what happens around you, the more equipoise that we maintain. These are two very good, learning points for me in our talk today. Thank you very much for bringing that to our minds. So, if anybody has any questions, I should have asked earlier, but please do ask now if you have any questions.
Yeah, Mr. Elango, this is Arun Kulkarni this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very nice session. Thank you so much. My question is, does this app or app can give us some insight related to this Agastya Nadi? Something is there? Have you incorporated those? I don't know, format or method or the techniques, whatever. Like, is it different from the normal astrology to that Agastya Nadi something?
Yeah. Nadi astrology is altogether a different technique. So we are using the Parashara, which is like a very foundation of the astrology. So Parashara is the astrology, the foundation of the astrology, and apart from that, there are several branches of astrology, Nadi astrology, Jaimini astrology. So there are several branches. So we are right now focusing only on the core of the Parashara astrology. Okay, so the Nadi techniques are not incorporated here actually.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sir, is the software subscription based or is it a one-time payment?
Yeah, it is basically a subscription based. It's actually free to some extent. For example, daily predictions, weekly predictions, those are all free. Like the AI chat is also for a limited number of questions, it is free. You can try it out. After that, it is basically a monthly subscription.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
In continuation to Arunji's question, this is a question I always had because I actually did visit these the Agastya Nadi Jyotishas in Kanchipuram, just to understand, out of curiosity and to understand better. What I figured, when they were speaking to me, was that they take a few details of yours. They take your thumb impression, and then they look at your certain details, and remarkably, they come up with the name of your mother, father, and so on. Now, initially, it looked like magic, but as I observed, I also observed that, please confirm if my thinking is right, that we all probably, as human beings, have certain variations of pathways. There are a certain number of paths. Like for example, we have 12 sun signs and so on. So there are a certain number of paths, and we have permutations and combinations within these paths. So they take certain points from your life and match it to a path. The ancient sages were wise enough to know that because lessons in life, for example, human beings go through many lessons, especially karma lessons can be in the area of health, in the area of wealth, or in the area of relationships. These three areas especially are the major lessons. So if you if you have a very expansive view of these kind of lessons categories of lessons that people go through, it is possible to quantify and to indicate, and which is that this is exactly what Agastya Muni and many other great sages have done. Is that what it is, these Nadi Shastras, Muthuji? And does it also apply to astrology?
Yes, yeah. See, first thing, Nadi Shastra is a separate technique altogether. I have a very less experience because I never explored Nadi for myself, of course. But there are many people who explored it and they found it to be like very accurate. But the thing is like you have to have a luck to get that particular the Nadi scriptures for you. For some people, if they go, they find it. They go many places, but they were unable to find the actual Nadi script. So in case if you are lucky enough, you will get that Nadi. And secondly, like when it comes to the astrology is more of a basically a mathematics combined with logic and intuition. So there it is very clear, like one can easily find out from the horoscope, like what is the challenging area of this person in this particular life, and what is the thing you need to concentrate, that we can easily delineate from a horoscope. So that's what happens in my typical one-on-one consultations, where we talk about what are the core strength and the weakness of this for the native. So what he need to do more, what he need to be very cautious, and which are the time we need to be careful. So those are the like typical one-on-one sessions we do, so that we can find it very easily.
Now, astrology being what it is, I mean, India is one of the main countries in the world where we use this extensively, especially when people are stuck and they don't have anybody else to go to. Abroad, they might go to a counselor who tries to logically help them emotionally. But here in India, many people go to astrology and they find remarkable solutions.
Right.
So, doesn't it make sense for right from students to business owners and others to know a little more, or have this made more available and scientifically verified across the broader spectrum of our society, maybe incorporated in a little bit of this in schools or the business programs, for example?
Right.
Does
See,
it make
actually,
sense?
yeah, does it definitely make sense? Actually, that's what we do in the School of Ancient Wisdom. We have already done 4 programs. So basically, in that, right, maybe I can share the agenda we did last week actually in the School of Ancient Wisdom. So we basically combine astrology and psychology together, where we ask people to fill certain psychological exercise where they will find out their core identity, core values, then what are their limiting beliefs. Okay, and we last week we did a session on relationships. So we did others exercise also, like what are the different love languages, like what are the inner circles of relationships. So these are all like psychological exercise. On top of it, we combine the astrological chart. So we superimpose our astrological reading and we give a combined guidance. So it's not like a theoretical astrological session. We combine the chart along with the psychological exercise. We combine these two and provide a guidance, where are practical steps for like how to go about with the relationship, how to go about with the next career choice. So basically this kind of sessions basically will help even the educated people to embrace astrology with a very positive note, instead of seeing astrology as a more like a fatalistic view. They can see astrology as a guiding tool, where your horoscope reveals certain form of patterns, and your inner self through your psychology access will reveal certain things. How do we combine these two and come up with a solution or action items you can follow in your life? So that's the whole idea we are trying to drive actually.
Amazing. That's really very clever, actually. And I think India can teach the world many, ancient Indian wisdom can teach the world many things in this area.
Yeah.
Making people more human.
One more question, Mr. Elango.
Yeah.
See, this is a AI. Whatever you feed it, it will give you. Like you would have fed it like 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 means by default it will give you 4.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. 4 means this. 5 means this. Correct.
Right.
How do you differentiate or give marks to the accuracy of a human astrology with his experience, meditation, intuition, looking at the face of a person? How do you predict as a human? And as a AI, you will punch some numerics or the information. It will give you, like this is how it's supposed to be. Right? Look, how do you give the rating of accuracy of a AI and a human being astrology predictions? So, what do you suggest for human beings to go to live astrology sessions or AI astrology sessions?
Right, makes sense. See, as I mentioned in the earlier slide, right, the astrology is the combination of mathematics, logic, and intuition. When it comes to mathematics and logic, AI can do a very better job, like very similar to how a human can do. But when it comes to intuition, obviously the AI will not able to give that intuition, because intuition forms based on the individuals, so much of years of experience, their sadhana, everything, right? But the first two part, it actually do very well. The AI doing a very good job. It's not like a computer. The AI is very different from the computer. Its computer is where you feed in 2 plus 2, it will give 4. But AI, like artificial intelligence, it understands your question, it understands the situation, and it understands the context, and then it answers. Okay, so it is better than the computer generated horoscope for sure. So right now, if you see, for the like a mundane questions, let's say for a typical question like today, should I do this, should I not do this, kind of a mundane questions, AI is very much helpful right now. But when it comes to the life critical decisions, okay, I would still recommend to go for a real astrologer, like who is experienced, with a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. So they will be able to guide with the best guidance. Okay, so that's my recommendation.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Elango. Very precise. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anybody has any more questions? Please go ask now. Or any experience that you want to share from our satsang today?
Any experience in the sense, the general experience with the astrology you're asking?
About our satsang today, like, what was your experience? What did you feel? It'll be nice for you.
Yeah, I already attended one more satsang. Actually, I think a couple of years back, where I think I gave an introduction about astrology. So I see like a lot of satsangs in the YouTube channel. So it's a very great initiative. Every Thursday doing is not a small feat. Like it's a great feat. You are continuously doing it. So I really impressed by the consistency what you maintain, and the audience you are able to pull in and sit for this session.
Thank you, Muthu.
And
actually, I was asking.
And by the way, the center, like whenever I do the session in Bangalore, in the School of Ancient Wisdom, like every time my like participants are very much positive, like very positive about the center, like the environment, the serene environment, like the vibe, natural vibe. It's really good, especially since we are doing like a very deep introspective exercise whenever we come there. So out of their regular laptop, mobile phones, they sit in a green environment, and we ask them to deep think and do the core value, core identity exercise, right? So it's really working very well, actually. So that's why we keep coming there again and again.
I'm glad that you are. And for this, you must thank Mom.
Yes, Mr. Elango, little curious about your personal life. Like, how did you turn to be an astrologer from an engineering background? Was there any thunderstorm change which had happened suddenly, or it was over a period of time transition you gone through and became got into this one?
Okay, so as I mentioned, no, my father is an astrologer, so I had that privilege to learn from him at a very early age. Of course, my initial learning for astrology is not about not out of the curiosity, but I wanted to challenge it actually. How one can predict the other person's life? Is it possible? So I wanted to challenge it. Actually, for challenging it, I took that subject, but actually I dwelled into it. Actually, once I go into it, it is so fascinating. So that's how I went into it. But later on, when I sort of working in a corporate, which was very good, very rewarding, but still I felt some, due to some self retrospection exercise, I felt there is something I can add value to people through this divine subject. So I felt that strong inner calling. So that's why I made this transition from engineering to engineering is obviously my default, as I told, no, since I was doing my science and I was good at it. Obviously, the default path is to go with engineering. So engineering, I liked it. There is no doubt about it. But apart from that, making like people to realize what's going on in their life, like helping, it's more of a helping industry, right? Astrology is more like a doctoring or a psychotherapist or something, like where you constantly interact with people, help them to make good decisions in life. So that is something I'm more inclined to. So that made me to make this transition.
Okay. So it was predestined.
That's why in the first slide I mentioned that I didn't choose astrology. Of course,
Astrology chose you.
Yeah, right.
Wonderful. You are an asset to the society, for Indian society. Thank you so much for being there.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have a question. So is this app based on that KP astrology, or like what is the
Right.
basis?
Basis is Parashara. I don't follow KP personally. Of course, KP is another technique. It's a wonderful technique, but I generally don't follow KP for my client work. And I made this foundation on the like a very foundation of astrology, which is Parashara technique, which is given by Brigid Parashara. So this is more than 5,000 years old. It's a traditional astrology. So KP is actually found by Krishnamurti. It's called Krishnamurti Pattadi. It's a wonderful research topic, and he have his own school of the predictions. So to make it very clear, this app is not based on KP. It is following the traditional astrology.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
No, it is actually people like you who are initially the naysayers, the ones who don't believe it, who become the strongest advocates. Because if you look at how, even if you look at how the world is designed, this place is a school where we learn out of free choice. So we initially, as human beings, have a tendency to choose the negative, because essentially, as a soul, we are pure, truthful, and loving. So
Right.
only when we experience something unloving do we understand the value of love. So that is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma, because it is a set of best practices that have been followed through the ages, wisdom that is gleaned by our sages who are like the original scientists, if you look at it, you know. And
Right.
and the proof of the pudding is that this will work even now. The basics of this knowledge and awareness works even now, in such a way that when it is tested, it'll pass the test. So that is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma as well. And I believe that really is a way in which humanity can also be sustainable if we follow these basic tenets. And if we
Right.
don't believe it, and if we challenge it, by all means do challenge it, because in the process you will find out what's the truth and what works.
Exactly.
And that's
Right.
amazing.
Right.
And
See,
people
basically,
like you will then
the rationalism starts with the question, but we should
correct.
not stop there. Actually, we should seek. Many people
Right.
start with questioning, but stop there itself, which is not a right way to go. Actually, you should start questioning, but in the process, if you start seeking it, you will find the answer. Actually, right. So
Yes.
that's
And
my
this is something that many
experience.
of us
Yeah.
very true. And I think in many families also, if you look at it, when we all become teenagers, we have a lot of questions. And many times the elders will not be able to answer them because they have not been trained. Since
Right.
the past 300 years almost, the Gurukul systems have broken down. So nobody really gets into the in-depth of life. And we've been programmed by the colonizing process. Bharat has been programmed into becoming more faith-based. This is what you're told, and our elders have done this, and that's why we always follow it. You better follow it too. But if these questions are really asked from a sincere seeker, from a person who genuinely wants to know, and wisdom is being imparted, or maybe there's a wise person who creates a space for the answers to come, there is a very strong society. There's a very strong conviction which gives rise to people who are really highly well situated in dharma. So people who will then make a difference to the community, and those are the people who will become the heads of families, the heads of communities, countries, and so on.
Right.
So
Right.
thank you so much for coming here today, Muthuji. Very grateful for
Thank you so
the
much.
space that you've created at the school. And also we have to, like you mentioned, the school is really a wonderful place. The campus is beautiful. Thanks to Mom and Ise's intuition. And I don't know how many of you know, but in the centuries, aeons gone by, it was Agastya Muni and his group who had actually, I believe, camped at the school on their way to Nandi Hills, which is another spiritual powerhouse, I believe, and blessed the land, which is why when she came there, within 10 minutes, she looked for places all around the country and even abroad. But when she came to that spot, within 10 minutes, she said, this is the place. So, yes, we have her to thank as well. So, I think now we've come to the end of the program. If there are no more questions, if there are any more, please do speak up now. So this brings us to the end of our program today, of our satsang. And Muthuji, it's been very nice having you. In fact, we should, with your innovative, futuristic approach, we should have some workshops with you at the school where you apply, the challenges of modern life, bring it out through psychology or through people's experiences, and help resolve it through these kind of modern interpretations of astrological solutions.
Definitely, sir.
So, on that note, it's time for us to close the satsang. Let us all sit straight with the back, neck, and head aligned. We'll do the Loka Samasta. Remember your loved ones, because this is a collective prayer which has a lot of power. And I'm saying this out of experience, remarkable experiences where friends and relatives have come out of ICU, have been healed from life-threatening diseases, severe relationship issues, or financial issues as well. So that's the power of this kind of collective prayer. So please sit straight with your back, neck, and head aligned. Think of your loved ones. Think of the name specifically, what problems they're going through, and what solution you want for them as we do the Loka Samasta. Also send out vibrations of peace and wisdom to the world at large. Sit straight with your back, neck, and head aligned so the energy flows through well. Take a nice deep breath. And let go. Observe the silence. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, everybody. Once again, thank you, Muthuji.
Thank you, sir.
Until
Thank you
the
so
same
much.
time,
Thank
till
you.
the same time, same place next week. Please bring your loved ones along. God bless.